Hi, so this isn't about the dream, but when we went to Beaulieu, me and my daughter sat in the shade by the Abbey, the old Abbey. And while we sat there, we had the fit of the giggles like we often do. And it was one of those every time I said something, she said something, etc. And then we stopped and we went inside the church. And of course, I always think I'm hilarious, and I'm not. It's not this picture because I didn't take a picture of it, I was laughing too much. There was a picture of a saint in the window. We had like 4 white doves around him, and it looked like his hands were like sort of held up. And I said, oh, he had a bag of chips, but the birds have nicked them. To which my daughter said, I'm going to have to walk away. And then we were both just giggling around the church. But anyway, I thought this picture was a little bit funny, as I don't think I've quite seen anything like that before, where the characters in the middle are all like in their own little band. I would have said it was the Beatles, but there's only 3 of them. And I'm sure I hadn't noticed at the time, bottom left, there's a cow. So I guess that's the stables. Anywho, in the dream I had last night, somebody that I sort of work with, at least works at the same place as me. She's called Ray. In real life, she's pregnant, I think about 5-6 months, something like that. But she was poorly, but despite being poorly, she had to speak to me. She was like doing some disciplinary action, even though she's not really my boss. And it was something to do with, like, did I expect to be paid even though I'd been off work? And I was like, yes, because I had a temperature or something. It's one of those things that makes no sense when you wake up, but I was quite adamant in the dream. It's like, if you have a temperature, you definitely should get paid for being off. Even though, like, I understand there's a rule, like in the UK, the first 3 days of like statutory sick pay or even more, maybe you don't get paid for. And I basically said, like, I tried to be reliable, but I forgot about our meeting. But that relates to something that happened a while back in a committee meeting that we had, which I put the wrong time in my diary for. Then I went to Spain, I don't know which part, to a villa. For some reason I was expecting it to be awful, but it was really nice. I was talking to somebody about how my Uncle Ray used to read me stories when I was a kid. That's true, so I'm told. Apparently I used to tell him off if he skipped parts. This was the interesting bit, really, though, was that I think it must be the same house or villa in Spain. There had been excavations underground, and I was walking around them, and they went down several layers, but there were just loads of Egyptian artefacts. Just endless, loads and loads and loads. And I was saying, oh, but they've only uncovered the first layer or first 2 layers or something. And then somebody showed me these go-kart type things and said that the owners provided those for free to go around, and he's really upset that basically people are charging for tours, and he's upstairs crying. But he was really angry at this price gouging that was going on, which reminded me of this fellow who was a bit cross about the people in the temple and threw the tables up or something like that, wasn't it? Anyhow, I'm waffling now. Thanks for listening.